Well, this story just took a different turn. We've got eyes on two different lobsters. The problem is the giant swarm of moon jellies. Ow! My face went straight into a jellyfish. Oh my gosh, my face is on fire right now.
You got it, Christina!
It is capable of biting. They have these serrated mouth parts that almost look like the shears of a scissor. And imagine that as my pointer finger. You get that into the mouth, and all of a sudden, the top of your finger is coming off. All right, today's gonna be a true adventure. We are going fishing for spiny lobsters, an animal I've never caught before, and it involves a rather unique challenge of snorkeling down to rock ledges to tickle them out of the rocks. Now, Christina, you have caught spiny lobsters before, correct?
Yeah, I have, but it took me a good few tries, I'm not gonna lie.
So, for the lobsters that get caught today, they're probably gonna be like, oh no, I'm gonna end up in hot water and butter. But in truth, they're gonna be released back into the wild. We're spiny lobster lovers, what can I say? So what is your role today in this lobster expedition?
My role today on this lobster expedition is the underwater cinematographer. I'm gonna put on my wetsuit, I'm gonna put on my snorkel, I'm gonna get in the water, I'm gonna get you guys getting the spiny tail lobsters.
Okay, so who do you think's gonna win in this challenge, me or Christina?
Absolutely Christina.
She is a native here. I think she's got the upper hand. I think she might even be a better swimmer than you.
I think the money's on me.
So Trent's wearing his pineapple swim trunks today, and who lives under the sea, Trent?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
We got a lot of voice work. Mario, is there any special voice you can do?
I'm jumping in the water, man.
Fly, pelican, fly. Don't hit the seagull.
All right, opening drone shots. Important piece of any production. We're gonna get down to work. Fun time's over. Time to catch some lobsters. If ever there's a time to break out your lobster trunks, this would be it.
We're out here in the Florida Keys, man. We're gonna get some spiny lobsters. We're all about peace. We're not gonna eat them. We're just gonna showcase their beauty out here in the Florida Keys and all. Sometimes my hair gets in my eyes, but that's okay because I'm at peace with myself, you know?
Whoa, Mario, what are you doing?
Oh, shit.
Catching lobsters probably sounds a lot easier than it really is. Getting yourself into the water is the first trick. And to do that, all you really need are a couple of dive fins, a mask, and a snorkel. When it comes to actually capturing the bugs themselves, this is a tickle stick right here where you work it into the rocks, tickle the lobster out, and you scoop it up in the net. Most importantly are going to be your lobster gloves. These Kevlar babies right here will protect you against those backward turn spines. So hopefully today we'll manage to catch some spiny lobsters without getting ourselves barred. Well, this story just took a different turn. We've got eyes on two different lobsters. The problem is the giant swarm of moon jellies.
I've been living out here for 7 years and I've never seen moon jellies like this. It's brutal out there right now.
A lot harder than you guys thought, huh?
Yeah, we're getting destroyed by jellyfish. Just got nailed in the back of my neck. Ow! Oh, shoot.
Right now. You are surrounded right now.
It is a biological landmine swarm of jellyfish, man. Ow! Oh my gosh, my face is on fire right now. My face went straight into a jellyfish, full on. Like I went in and I just saw the whole thing like that. I have so many jellyfish stings on my body right now, it feels like it's throbbing. Andrew has spotted a spiny lobster, but is wedged way down under a rock, and the problem is it's like 15 feet deep here, a lot harder to get down to, and we're surrounded by jellyfish. So what we're gonna do is switch up the story direction a little bit. Instead of us all being in the water at the same time, Christina and I are going to take turns diving down beneath the surface to see if we can get one of these lobsters out of the rocks. So we could keep moving, but Andrew says the jellies are going to be everywhere, which means if you got a lobster, you gotta go for it. So, couple of stings, but we're gonna get our lobster. Here we go. Rock, paper, scissors. 1, 2, 3. Boom, you're going in first. Okay, I'll narrate from the surface. Good luck with the moon jellies.
Get it, Christina!
Mario and Christina just went down. I'm actually kind of rooting for her to get one on the first try because all we need is one lobster to present.
Andrew was great. He showed me where the lobster was, and I reached my hand in there, and it just scooted back into the crevice, and I just couldn't get it.
So second attempt, Christina's gonna try the net and the tickle stick method. If you stick your hand into the crevice, all the lobster's gonna do is go lock itself in tighter. You gotta remember, those backward turn spines work like grappling hooks to keep them in their crevices. So if you can get behind the lobster and get it to tickle out, then you got the chance to net it. Did you get it?
That was a layup!
This is a lot of cardio, and I haven't been doing a lot of that.
You got this.
No? All right, I'm coming in.
Because it just keeps shooting back into these crevices.
I am up. This is my first attempt. I'm going to try with the net and the tickle stick. Christina made a solid effort, and the good news is there's a lobster out in the open.
All right. And it's pink trunk. We got it!
Don't face it up. Turn it back over and wrap him. He's right here. I got him. He's on the move.
Let's do it.
You out of breath, Daddy? You got it, Christina!
I came in with a sneak. So this is a female spiny lobster, and she's holding eggs right now. So this is very important to keep her in the water and just really get her back to her home. This is one tough sport, I gotta tell you. And it took us multiple tries. Time to put her back. She's beautiful. She's very important to this reef system out here. And what a fun day.
Here is our quick recap. It was an amazing day today out there trying to catch spiny lobster. I nearly had one in the net actually multiple times, and then on my second attempt I ran out of breath, and in between attempt number 2 and attempt number 3, Christina decided to come in and steal the show to make the hand catch. Now the lobster that we caught in the natural environment was a female, which means we needed to put her right back into the water. But I do have a spiny lobster here in front of us. This is a male that Andrew was kind enough to catch for us yesterday. First things first, I want to give you guys a demonstration of how the mouth works. I read a story recently about a man here in Florida who was lobster fishing, and as he was going for his lobster, actually grabbing it, it bit onto his finger, through a glove, and removed the top of his pinky. So we do know that they bite, and to demonstrate that, I'm sure you're all thinking, Coyote, stick your finger into this lobster's mouth. That I'm probably not going to do because I don't want the top of my pinky to come off. They have these serrated mouth parts that almost look like the shears of a scissor. Now I'm gonna take this baby carrot here and imagine that as my pointer finger. You get that into the mouth like this and like this, and all of a sudden, ooh, the top of your finger is coming off. The number one defense for these crustaceans is, of course, their spines. That's where they get the name. And this is where it gets a little risky. I'm gonna attempt to pick up this crustacean, and those backward turn spines are like little fish hooks. Now I wanna pick it up by its thorax, and it's probably not gonna be super happy about that, so let's see what happens. Yep, definitely super spiny. All right, let me give that a second attempt. I just gotta go for it and own it. Here we go. Whoa, that is a strong crustacean right there. Look at that guy. That is just an alien of the most bizarre design. Look at the underside of that arthropod. Now you notice it doesn't have big pinchers like its cousin, the American lobster up in Maine, which would be growing off the front here. And of course, we've seen has pinched me in the past. The mouth part is actually right there in the middle. Now this one probably could give me a pretty good nip if I shoved my finger into the mouth. But when these things get bigger, remember they can grow to be nearly 15 pounds in weight. This one's less than a pound. That's a pretty big crustacean, so you can see why it was capable of taking off the tip of somebody's pinky finger. I'm not gonna stick my finger into this lobster's mouth, but you can see the real protection on this guy is these spines. Backward turned spikes so that when they lodge themselves underneath the rocks, they're like a grappling hook locked in place, and they're really difficult to pull out for any potential predator. Now, all of the muscle in this animal is here in the tail. And for those who eat lobsters, this is exactly what you're going for. But believe it or not, when these things get big enough, there's actually edible meat inside of the antenna. And I think, yep, he just popped a hole in my pinky finger right there. Thanks for that, buddy. Apparently there are also spines on the underside of the tail. Those are without question razor sharp. All right, I'm gonna set you down in the water for a second just to keep you hydrated. It's important to note that these lobsters can be out of the water for a considerable amount of time. And at this point, I have a few holes poked into my hand just from holding on to them. Remember, I've been underwater, so my skin's a little softer than it normally would be. When we want to answer the question, does it bite or does it sting? They certainly do not sting, even though it looks like something covered in spines that may be venomous. But no venom, no poison that comes with this crustacean. What you need to watch out for are the spines. However, it is capable of biting. Remember, my demonstration earlier with cutting the baby carrot, those are like serrated razor blades, and they can snip through even the shells of mollusks and other crustaceans. So this thing is a formidable predator when it needs to be, but in most instances, it ends up being a prey item. Ow, I just keep getting whacked by that tail, and every time I do, it's cutting little slices into my skin. Well, the good news for this lobster is that it's not going to end up in a boiling pot of water. But it was a challenge out here. I gotta say, anybody that's free diving down to catch one of these spiny lobsters, it's a much more difficult task than one might think. So at this point, we're gonna get this bizarre looking crustacean back into the wild, and we're gonna call it a very successful day. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave, stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure. All right, time to get you back into the ocean. Hey, Coyote Pack! If you're a fan of Brave Wilderness Adventures, then you'll really like all of the incredible t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and other merch at shopbravewilderness.com. Head over right now to gear up for your next adventure.